Namaste and welcome, my dear students. Today we are going to read our next poem, A Red Red Rose. This poem, Red Red Rose, has been included in our course of grade 11. This is the second poem that you already know. We have read the first poem last time, Corona Says. This poem, Red Red Rose, is composed by Robert Burns. Robert Burns is a Scottish poet. Let's see the structure of the poem at first, before other discussion. We can see this poem written in four quatrains: first, second, third, and fourth. Each quatrains contain four lines. It means in the poem we can find altogether 16 lines. This is a 16-line poem. In our literature, the 16-line poems which are written, composed in 16 lines in the form of ballad, they are known as lyrical ballads commonly. Let's start with the main summary of the poem. The poem A Red Red Rose is composed by a Scottish poet, Robert Burns. This poem is a lyrical ballad that describes the speaker's deep love for his beloved and promises that his love will last longer than human life. The beloved of the speaker is a beautiful as the red rose and as sweet as the music played in a tune. Wow. Let's see. Let's revise this and repeat this sentence. The beloved of the speaker is as beautiful as the red rose and as sweet as the music played in a tune. With the help of the literary devices, the poet has used various literary devices in this poem to make the poem beautiful and make the description of the beloved very vivid. The literary devices here we can find alliteration, assonance, imagery, symbols, etc. Red rose itself is a symbol of love. You all may know it. Red rose is used to express the love. Dear students, you may have seen the people exchanging rose to express the love on the day of Valentine, or when they propose to the girlfriend or boyfriend, they exchange the red rose. You may know it. Okay. With the help of the various literary devices, we discuss about the literary devices later on. The poet has sketched a very vivid and realistic picture of his profound love. The speaker describes his beloved as beautiful, vivid, and fresh rose flower that had just recently sprung in the month of June. June is the month when the red rose sprouts. The speaker also compares his beloved with the red rose. His love is as sweet as a beautiful song played by a skilled musician. The poet also compares his love with the sweet music played by a skilled musician. It means that the love of the poet or beloved of the poet is compared with the two images. One is compared with the beautiful rose, and she is also compared with the sweet music in the first stanza of the poem. The beloved is so beautiful that the speaker loves her with a deep and strong passion. Yeah. The love of the speaker towards his beloved is so deep and strong. he has a strong passion of love towards her. It is so strong, in fact, that the speaker's love will last until the oceans have become dry. Wow! Until the group of the seas or the oceans get dry, the speaker keeps on loving her. My dear students, you might have listened. The lovers, they promised to love each other for centuries. They promised to love each other for hundreds of lives. सयौं जुनीसम्म तिम्रै हुन पाऊँ. Like this. People promise in love. The speaker is also saying the same thing. He keeps on loving his beloved until the oceans have become dry. Next, even after the seas have evaporated and the earth has decayed, the speaker will still love the beloved. He loves her until the rocks get melted by the heat of the sun. Wow. See? He loves his beloved until the seas gets dry. He loves her until the earth has decayed, and he loves her until the rocks get melted by the heat of the sun. It means that by using the various symbols, the poet means to say that, or the speaker means to say that, he loves her so much. He has a very deep love towards his beloved. His love will be continued until their own lives have ended, and even until all human life has ended from this earth. He wants to express his love towards his beloved until his life has ended, until their life has ended, or until the life of the all human being ends from this earth. It means that his love is so deep here. At last, let's see. In the last stanza, the speaker concludes by saying goodbye to the beloved. The speaker says goodbye to the beloved, but it is temporarily he is saying goodbye. It is temporary separation of the speaker from his beloved. He also reminds her that she is the only person the speaker loves. The speaker also reminds that she is the only person whom the speaker loves. The poet, the speaker reminds her. The speaker wishes her well during their temporary separation. This is not the permanent separation, it is the temporary separation, and the speaker wishes her well during the temporary separation. The speaker confirms his faithful love, reaffirms his faithful love by promising to return even if the journey covers a very long distance and takes a very long time. The poet promises to his beloved that he will return back soon. He will return back soon to meet his beloved, even if he is thousands of miles away. Even if he is 10,000 miles away, he comes to meet her very soon. It, it means the poet can't stay far away from his beloved for long time. This is how the summary of the poem ends. Dear students, you can copy the summary if you like, or you listen it and understand it, and you write in your own words as well. I hope my dear students will write the summary in your own words better than copying it. You can understand, you can read here, and you can write the summary in your own way. अब हामी यो कवितालाई नेपालीमा पनि थोरै व्याख्या गर्छौं। यो पोएम यो कविता रातो रातो गुलाब जुन स्कटिश पोएट रोबर्ट बर्न्सले लेख्नु भएको हो, स्कटल्यान्डका कवि हुनुहुन्छ उहाँ। यो कविता लिरिकल ब्यालेडको फर्ममा लेखिएको छ। यसमा 14 हरफहरू छन्। 14 हरफलाई चार पंक्तिमा छुट्याइएको छ, जसमा 4 लाइन छन् प्रत्येकमा। यो कवितामा वक्ताले आफ्नो प्रेयसी प्रतिको एकदमै गहिरो माया व्यक्त गरेको हामी पाउँछौं। स्पिकरले आफ्नो प्रेयसीलाई यति धेरै माया गर्छन् कि उनी आफ्नो मायालाई, आफ्नो प्रेयसीलाई विभिन्न सिम्बोलसँग, विभिन्न कुराहरूसँग तुलना गरेको हामी पाउँछौं। स्पिकरले आफ्नो प्रेयसीलाई एउटा ब्युटिफुल रोज फ्लावरसँग कम्पेयर गरेका छन् र रोज फ्लावर धेरै राम्रो हुन्छ, एकदमै डेलिकेट हुन्छ। त्यस्तै आफ्नो प्रेयसी पनि भर्खरै जुन महिनामा फक्रिएकी गुलाबकी फूल जस्तै छिन् भनेर कविले तुलना गरेको हामी पाउँछौं। र कविले आफ्नो प्रेयसीलाई एकदमै कलापूर्ण म्युजिसियनले, अर्थात् म्युजिसियनले नै भनौं, एकदमै कलापूर्ण, एकदमै जान्ने म्युजिसियनले गाएको स्वीट म्युजिक, एकदमै सुमधुर संगीतसँग आफ्नो प्रेयसीको तुलना गरेका छन्। एकातिर रेड रोजसँग, रातो रातो गुलाबसँग कम्पेयर गरेका छन् भने अर्कोतिर सुमधुर संगीतसँग आफ्नो प्रेयसीलाई कम्पेयर गरेको पाइन्छ। र कविले आफ्नो प्रेयसी प्रतिको एकदमै गहिरो माया व्यक्त गर्छन् र भन्छन्, म मेरी प्रेयसीलाई यति धेरै माया गर्छु कि यति सम्म माया गर्छु र म मरेर गए पनि मेरी प्रेयसीलाई माया गरिरहनेछु। हामी दुवैजना मरे पनि म तिमीलाई माया गरिरहन्छु। समुद्रको पानी सुकेसम्म म त्यति बेलासम्म तिमीलाई माया गर्छु जबसम्म यो समुद्रको पानी सुक्दैन। म त्यति बेलासम्म तिमीलाई माया गर्छु कि जति बेलासम्म सूर्यको तापले गर्दा चट्टानहरू पग्लिँदैन। र म त्यति बेलासम्म तिमीलाई माया गर्छु जति बेलासम्म हामी यो संसारमा अस्तित्वमा रहन्छौं, अर्थात् यो संसारमा मानव अस्तित्व रहेसम्म म तिमीलाई माया गरिरहन्छु। पृथ्वी नष्ट नभएसम्म, यो पृथ्वी नै खत्तम नभएसम्म म तिमीलाई माया गरिरहन्छु भनेर आफ्नो प्रेयसी प्रतिको एकदमै गहिरो माया व्यक्त गरेको पाउँछौं हामी यस कवितामा। र अन्तिममा कवि के भन्छन् भने, म तिमीबाट केही समयको लागि, केही अस्थायी समयको लागि टाढा हुँदैछु र म तिमीबाट छुट्टिउन्जेलको लागि तिमीलाई शुभकामना दिन्छु, तिम्रो राम्रो होस्, तिम्रो कल्याण होस् भनेर शुभकामना दिन्छन्। र स्पिकरले, यो वक्ताले के पनि भनेका छन् भने, तर हामी टाढा हुने भनेको एक अर्काबाट सेपरेट हुने अर्थात् छुट्टिने भनेको छोटो समयको लागि मात्र हो, धेरै समयको लागि होइन। मेरी प्रेयसी, म जति टाढा भए पनि, म 10औं माइल टाढा भए, 10,000औं माइल टाढा भए पनि म तिमीलाई भेट्न तुरुन्तै आउनेछु, म तिमी बिना टाढा रहिरहन सक्दिन भनेर प्रमिस गरेर यो कविताको अन्त्य हुन्छ। भाइ बहिनीहरू, तपाईहरुले यस कवितालाई इंग्लिशमा बुझ्नुभएको छैन भने नेपालीको बाट पनि केही बुझ्न सक्नुहुन्छ र यसलाई बुझेर आफूले मनन गर्नुहोला। Now, main theme of the poem. What is the main theme of the poem? This is the mostly asked question for you. You have already read the poem and you may know the main theme of the poem is that the love is immortal. Love is immortal. Maya kailei pani mardaina. Love is immortal is the main theme of the poem. The speaker of the poem has promised that his love is immortal. His Love will last longer than the human life. His love, speaker's love will last until the oceans get dry, and he keeps on loving her until all the water of those seas have evaporated, and he keeps on loving until the earth has decayed. In this way, he has expressed his love. This all shows that the love is immortal. Immortality of the love is expressed as the main theme of the poem. The speaker will still love his beloved until the earth is decayed. He says that. He loves her until the rocks get melted by the heat of the sun. In this way, the theme of the poem is love. Love is the main theme that is found in the poem. That is the important aspect you must understand. You can also write in your own way. Now, let's see the literary devices. As I have already told in the beginning of the summary, the poet or the speaker has described his beloved by using the different literary devices. What are the literary devices used in the poem? Poem or Red Rose. Let's see. Literary devices are the tools that enable the writer to present their ideas, emotions, and feelings, and also help the readers to understand those more profound meanings of the poem very easily. Robert Burns has also used some of the literary elements in the poem that really helps us to know the poem beautifully and make the poem more beautiful. He has used the elements to show the beauty of the beloved and the intensity of his love. The analysis of some of the literary devices are here. Let's see, my dear students. Let's see. I have noted down some of the literary devices. Let's see. Simile, symbolism, alliteration, imagery or image we can say, hyperbole, assonance, refrain. These are the major literary devices we can find in this poem. Now let's see one by one. What is simile? Simile is a device used to compare an object or person with something else. While using the simile, it uses like or as. Like or as is used to compare something. That is called simile. In the poem, we can find the simile. Oh, my love is like a red rose. You can see, my dear students, here, simile is used here. Oh, my love is like a red rose. See, oh, my love is like a red rose. Like is the word that is used to compare his love with red rose. So this line is the called simile because here is comparison of his love with red rose using like. This is. Here is also, oh, my love is like the melody. Here is also like used to compare his love with the melody. This is called the simile. It means the comparison of something by using like or as is called simile. Let's go to the next one. Symbolism. Symbolism means to use symbols to signify ideas, qualities, giving them symbolic meanings different from their literal meanings. Literal meaning is one and symbolic meaning is another. Robert Burns has used rose as the symbol of love. In this poem, my love is like a red rose. It is told that here rose is a flower. The literal meaning of rose is flower, but here in this poem, rose means love. Rose is the symbol of love. You must understand this. Next, alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the consonant sounds in the same line, such as the sound of L and R in oh my love is like red, red rose. Repetition of the consonant sound. Let's see where is the repetition of L sound. My love is love. L is like L like love like. This is the repetition of L sound. And R sound, repetition of R sound is here. Red, red, rose. R, R, R. In three words, we can find the repetition of the raw sound. Raw sound. This is called alliteration. Another one is imagery, or we can say image. Imagery is a different or distinct representation of something that can be experienced or understood through five senses. Robert Burns has used visual imagery in the poem such as "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose, and the rocks melt will the sun, and while the sands, oh, life shall run." Okay. The poet Robert Burns have used the different image. Love is compared with the rose, rocks, melting rocks, yes, sands. These all are the images that are used in the poem. They are used as image that represents something different than the reality. Here in the poem, rose is image. Rose represents love. Rock is image, melting rocks. It means rock is object that symbolizes the long lasting. Rock is strong object, it never melts. That's right, it symbolizes the long lasting love. Sea or ocean. Sea is very dense collection of the water, large mass of water that it is almost impossible for the sea to get dry. So that sea is image used to represent the length of the love or long existing love. It shows the duration of the love. That's why they are the image that represents something else. Next image, next literary ornament is hyperbole. My dear students, hyperbole is the device that is used to exaggerate something, some statement for the sake of emphasis, to give some emphasis, focus on something. Hyperbole is used in the poem. The poet has used hyperbole in the last line of the second stanza, till the seas gang dry. He said that his love will flow even when the seas dry up. The second is used in the third stanza, and the rocks melt will with the sun. Here is use of hyperbole. The seas gets dry and rocks melt with the sun. These are the hyperbole that exaggerate his love. Love exaggeration. Exaggerations means more explanation, describing something more than the reality. That is called hyperbole. Here we can find. Similarly, another one is the assonance. It is a device, literary tool. Assonance is the repetition of the vowel sounds. Here in the alliteration, there was the repetition of the consonant sound. In assonance, there is the repetition of the vowel sounds in the same line that we find. Here is repetition of I sound in I will love thee till still, my dear. See, let's see. In I, here is I in the beginning. Will. It here is also I. Sorry. And let's say mm, still, still. Here is I. This is the repetition of the I sound. That is the vowel sound in the same line. This repetition of the vowel sound in the same line of the poem is called assonance. We find assonance also in the poem. And last is the refrain. Refrain is the line that are repeated again at the some distance in the same poem are called refrain. Some line of the poem or one line of the poem that is repeated in the poem time and again. Let's see in the poem the line. Let's see. And I will love thee still, my dear, has become a refrain as it has been repeated in second and the third stanza. Let's go to the poem. Refrain, where is this repeated? We can see the poem. Let's see in the second stanza. And third line of the second stanza. And I will love thee still, my dear. Similarly, in the third stanza, same third line, and I will love thee still, my dear. This line is repeated twice in the second stanza, third line, and in the third stanza, third line. This is the repetition of the same line in the poem. If the same line of the poem is repeated twice or more than that, that is called refrain. We can find these literary devices. These literary devices shows that within the with the help of these literary devices, the poet has sketched very vivid and realistic picture of the profound love. His deep love is expressed, and the poem has become very beautiful and meaningful by the use of these literary devices. Okay, my dear students, I did it. I hope you learn it. This literary device, sometime in the examination, you may be asked to introduce these literary devices as well. I hope you will learn it and understand it along with example given here. Don't forget to write example if you are asked to define these literary devices used in the poem. Okay, my dear students, I hope you will learn something from this video, and if you have any confusion, you want to learn more, you can write in comment or contact me. You'll get more information. I'm ready to help you. This much for today. And at last, I want to say you that if you like the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe it. Or if you don't like, you can also dislike it. Please listen it carefully, watch it carefully, and comment and subscribe. Thank you, everyone. Let's say bye bye.